Okay, guys, here is the top 5 things that I feel like you need to know if you're moving to Florida. And I moved myself to Lakeland 5 years ago, and I wish people had kind of explained this to me. So when I showed up, I wasn't totally lost. So this is why I am making this video, to give you a little bit of insight in what it's like to be a Lakelander, and you'll be a whole heck of a lot more prepared than I was when I moved. So my first thing is totally explainable just in the name itself. Lakeland has a ton of lakes, and I mean, it's Florida, so we assume there's water, but we have a lot of water. And I don't mean just like a lake here and there. We've got like 38 lakes just in the city limits of Lakeland, and then another 550 or so in the county. It's like water's everywhere, and most people either have a boat, have access to a boat, or live near some kind of body of water. So I hope you can swim, and you're not too scared of alligators, because we have those here. But here are my top 5 favorite lakes that you probably should visit. Actually, you have to visit if you move here, like immediately, because it's going to like totally improve the quality of your life. And I don't know. It's just the most Florida thing you could probably do, and you will not regret it. And you will thank me and be like, yes, thank you so much for telling me to go to these lakes in possibly in this order. This is the order I love them. I've labeled them here 1 through 5 in my like affinity for them. I put Lake Hollingsworth as number 1. It is my absolute favorite lake in Lakeland. I walk it literally almost every morning, except for the weekends. I don't usually walk on the weekends, but Monday through Friday, I start my days here. And the biggest reason is that it's just so dang beautiful. There's like, okay, this is a video me and Charlie took of an otter, not a muskrat, it's an otter, like just prancing around out there. It's the cutest thing ever. And I had to share this video with you guys because I'm a dork and I love Hollingsworth. But it's all right, like just right under 3 miles. So when you walk this thing, you feel like, man, I did something. I achieved something today, and I did something for my health. I was outside, I smiled at people, I've seen their dogs. Like, it's great. You see like little bunnies, ducks. It's a great time. Just trust me. One of the most beautiful, most enjoyable walks ever that you'll probably ever take in your life, if you like being outside. It's really rated one of the top 20 best running trails in the US. Lots and lots and lots of articles. If you're a runner, you probably already know about Lake Hollingsworth. But it has some of the best sunsets and sunrises, period. So my favorite time is to walk either early in the morning or late at night. So later in the evening, not late at night. Don't walk late at night. That's not safe. And also, notably, this lake has the most beautiful homes all the way around it. These are waterfront homes. So you have multi-million-dollar homes all along this lake. And so you're not going to be, there's lots of nature, but there's also lots of beautiful architecture. And these 2 homes right here were sold by some of my real estate friends at the market. So shout out to you guys for all the awesome work that you do. And I'm just so in love with all the properties on Lake Hollingsworth. When you get there, you'll understand and you'll be like, yeah, I get it. I see it now. It's really cool. These houses are beautiful. As a realtor, I love houses. So this is important to me when choosing a city, that there's beautiful homes. So it was a good fit for me naturally. Next lake is Lake Mirror. Not very far from Lake Hollingsworth. It's actually north, and it's right in downtown Lakeland, like smack dab. Like, they built downtown Lakeland around Lake Mirror, and it has some of the most beautiful promenades, and it's lit all the way around. It's got gorgeous views. People have their wedding receptions out here and parties and events. There's tons of like public events, like community events, downtown Lakeland city events that happen around this lake. This is May Day, or yeah, I think it's called May Day. It's a big event in downtown Lakeland, and you can see Hollis Gardens here is a beautiful public garden you should definitely check out if you come to Lakeland. Didn't include any info about that on this video specifically, but Hollis Gardens is definitely worth checking out. And as you can see, the promenade is just awesome. There's lily pads everywhere, right off of downtown. So if you go eat dinner downtown, go walk the lake and walk it off. Definitely worth the stroll. My third favorite lake is Lake Morton. Now, Lake Morton doesn't have like a paved walking trail around it because it's not quite as big as Hollingsworth, but it's still bigger than Lake Mirror. And Lake Morton is right south, you can see, of Lake Mirror, still in downtown. But what makes this lake so special, and is the reason why you need to go, is because it has it's called Swan Lake by the locals, and that's because there are just so many swans in this lake, and they're beautiful. And you know, these were actually gifted to the city of Lakeland in 1957. These swans were, and these royal swans still live there. So like Queen Elizabeth just came to Lakeland and gave them these swans, and now swans are Lakeland's mascot. So fun fact there. Now you know. I did not know that before. This is, as you can see, there's no walking trail per se, but there's tons of like green space all the way around. And I think they do that just to protect the wildlife, honestly. Lake Hunter is a great lake too, especially like if you just want to go be by yourself or get away. I used to live really close to this lake. This lake's also in downtown Lakeland. It's not quite as long. Oh crap, I jumped ahead. It's not quite as long. It's only 1.4 miles, but there's lots of nature there. It is paved. It's a great place if you want to ride a bike or something like that because there's just not as many pedestrians. But it's beautiful. You'll love it. But please be careful. There are alligators in this lake because it doesn't have as many pedestrians walking it, but there's definitely a lot of nature. So be mindful of that. I wouldn't be walking Charlie too close to that lake. So speaking of nature, Lake Hancock is last on the list only because I just don't go there quite as often, but I probably should go there more. It's actually, you get to Lake Hancock from Circle B Bar Reserve, as you can see here on this map. And it's got some of the most incredible and beautiful nature trails that you can get to. And if you like to hike, this is the spot you want to go to. Circle B Bar Reserve, and go see Lake Hancock and all the trails. It's just awesome. You're gonna like it. So, but please keep in mind there are alligators in this lake specifically, and this lake is known for its alligators. And at certain times of the year, you might want to check the website for Circle B just to make sure you can actually get to the lake, because sometimes they close it when alligators are in mating season. And this is a picture of a 12-foot alligator spotted by a pedestrian that was walking on the trails one day, and I just don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy that just stumbles up on a 12-foot alligator. I mean, that's gigantic. That's as long as my truck, if not longer, maybe longer. I don't know, but yeah, I just don't want that to be me. All right. So the second and really important thing to know about Lakeland, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but there's definitely a distinction between North and South Lakeland. What do I mean by that? I mean, like, Lakeland is huge. It takes almost 40 minutes to get from South Lakeland down here in Lakeland Highlands all the way up here to Gibson. It's like Lake Gibson up here. It's like, it just takes forever. The mall's up here, but then you've got, Lakeside Village down here, and then it's just a whole thing. So North and South Lakeland are pretty much divided by like I-4, the parkway is right here. But if you live in this area, like Central Lakeland down, you're in South Lakeland. If you live north of I-4, you're in North Lakeland. And there is a distinction, and you will hear people say, I am from North Lakeland, I am from South Lakeland. And it's almost like a different city, because people who live in North Lakeland don't oftentimes come to South Lakeland, and people from South Lakeland don't always go to North Lakeland. It's just weird. So I really loved it when I lived in downtown Lakeland, which is down here by all those beautiful lakes I was just telling you about. And it literally took me 15 minutes to get to North or South Lakeland, and it was fantastic, and I loved my life. And now I live in South Lakeland, which is really close to my son's school. So yeah, now I'm a South Lakelander. Fun fact. All right. Third thing everybody needs to know about Lakeland is we have an awesome downtown. Lakeland may seem small and podunk to a lot of people coming from maybe a bigger city, but to be honest with you, we're cool. Like we really are. There's a lot of stuff to do in downtown Lakeland, and people come to downtown Lakeland and they're so surprised. They're like pleasantly surprised. They're like, oh my gosh, there's so much to do. There's so many restaurants. There's so many things going on. There is almost something going on, like a festival or a parade or an event or a food truck rally going on almost every single weekend in downtown. Like you'll never be bored. And the restaurants are phenomenal. And I put some of my favorites. Stop, dog. Charlie keeps trying to eat my stuff. So this picture right here, that's Munn Park. Munn Park is right off of Main Street and Kentucky Avenue. It is where a lot of the festivals and events happen. A lot of the setup is going on down there. So it's definitely somewhere you want to come and take a stroll at when you come to Lakeland, if you're going to go be in downtown. And this is Kentucky. This is where our farmers market happens every Saturday morning. And it's dog friendly. It's where you can get fresh organic produce, tons of local vendors who just create some really cool stuff. So you will love it. And here's some of the events that I noted. Like these are the things that I like to go to. We have a really cool Christmas parade. There's tons and tons of events. The Swan Derby, very cool event. Google it. First Friday, the Buena Market is something new that they just started doing, and it was really nice, kind of like a big block party they do. So it's a night market, so you might want to like Google that and check it out. The Saturday morning farmers market, which I already mentioned, and then there's just so much going on. And there's actually like a visitor center in downtown Lakeland off of Kentucky and Maine. So right before you get to Harry's, which is on the corner of Kentucky and Maine, you can go down there. There's like a little, I think it's called the DOP office, and they have a whole schedule of all the events and stuff going on. And I'll also see if I can link that event schedule in the comments so you guys can check it out. And, all right, so some of my favorite restaurants downtown that you really want to probably check out, I included on this list, so feel free to screenshot this and keep it because this is my personal recommendations. I know most of the people that own these restaurants and bars and go there regularly myself. Great happy hours, awesome food. 1961 is an awesome Latin cuisine restaurant that's got great environment, great outdoor seating. Fresco's is like that Southern bistro style. They have awesome brunch Saturday mornings, Sunday mornings, and great food and an awesome bar menu. Revival as a bar. It does not serve food, but it has amazing craft cocktails. Black and Brew is just the cutest little coffee shop. It's not really little anymore. They just opened up another location off of Lake Morton, which is in the library actually. That is beautiful. And they're getting ready to open another location in South Lakeland. So be looking out for that. It's going to be where the old Krispy Kreme is. So if you're actually a local Lakelander watching this, you will be excited about that. And maybe by the time you move here, if you're watching this and you're coming here, it will be built. We'll see. And then the Terrace Hotel, stunning. You need to go and see the inside of that place. It's beautiful. And then the Joinery, it's like a food hall. So it's got lots of different restaurants and places to eat. If you're like with a group or you're like your kids and you want something very like family friendly, but has something for everybody, go to the Joinery because it's got great views of Lake Mirror and there's the best ice cream there. You'll have a good time. And then Harry's is like my dad's favorite restaurant. It's like Louisiana soul food kind of thing, and they have a good drink menu. So literally there's something for everybody in downtown. This is just a fraction of the restaurants in downtown Lakeland. So yeah, you'll love it. Also, Lakeland is special in the fact that we really love Publix in Lakeland. And when they mean shopping is a pleasure, they really mean shopping is a pleasure. I mean, I don't know if you like to grocery shop, but people in Lakeland do. And when you go to Publix, you get the best service and it matters, like how they pack your groceries. And they offer to take him to your car and you're like, will you come home with me? And then they're like, no, but, have a great day. And I'm like, oh. But a couple cool things about Publix and the reason we love it so much. Not only did they invent the crispy chicken sub, they also invented Publix and modern grocery stores really as we know them, because the first Publix was actually not in Lakeland, but in Winter Haven, Florida. And you can go to that original Publix store. It's called Tempo's and it's in downtown Winter Haven. It's super cool. I've been there a few times and it's now Publix is this giant empire. Their headquarters for their corporate office is in Lakeland, and a lot of people that live in Lakeland work for Publix distribution, Publix corporate, Publix supermarkets. 85% of us that are, well, I'm not originally from Lakeland, but if I was, I probably would have worked at Publix because most of the friends that I have who are from here, born and raised, their first job was at Publix. So thank you, Publix, for making Lakeland what it is today. We wouldn't be here without you. I truly believe that. And my fifth thing is that our sheriff is kind of a big deal, honestly. And if you move to Lakeland and you don't already know who Sheriff Grady Judd is, you're probably going to. You'll hear about him. People will talk about him. And he's generally loved by everyone. And if you don't know who Grady Judd is, I actually have a Grady Judd bobblehead. And I got this because I am a Lakelander and I do love Sheriff Grady Judd. I got this at his event, or actually it was at a United Way event, and it was his birthday. And here is a photo of me and Sheriff Grady Judd on his birthday this past year, and my bobblehead. People love Sheriff Grady Judd because he doesn't take any BS. Like, he's just tell it like it is kind of guy, good old boy. Needless to say, good old boy is definitely a good way to describe him, but he's got great values, and I know he loves our city, and he's been on the news many times for, national news many times for being very outspoken, but the guy keeps getting reelected as our sheriff, and there's a reason, and people really love him here. So I think that I just wanted to put that out there because I thought you're going to hear about Sheriff Grady Judd when you move to Lakeland, and I want you to know at least his face and his name so you'll be able to be part of the conversation. Maybe Google him or something. He's got some really good YouTube videos out there. And I'm excited for you and talking about moving to Lakeland, maybe making Lakeland your home. I absolutely adore this city, and I think you're going to too. And yeah, some of my stuff that I gave you was kind of silly and hokey, but truthfully, there's no place like it. And we're 30 minutes from Orlando, almost. Well, I lie, traffic. We're 30 minutes from Tampa, maybe an hour from Orlando with traffic, but it's a great location. You got the best beaches in the world are an hour away, and it's still super affordable to live in and work here. There's anything and everything you could want to do and, go eat. So I think you're going to really enjoy becoming a Lakelander, and I want to be the first to welcome you. If, you're just now getting here or you're going to be moving in the next couple of months, please reach out to me if I can help you. I am a local real estate agent here, and I just want to be a resource for you. And if there's anything I can do, any more questions I can answer, hit me up. It's hard moving into a new place, but Lakeland is one of the friendliest and most welcoming cities I've ever lived in, and I think you're going to find that to be the case as well. So thanks for watching this video, and subscribe, and I'll be putting out some even more stuff. So maybe you'll be able to learn a little bit more about Lakeland if you follow me. Have a good day.